So today we'll be breaking down the song Losing Control by R&B artist Russ. The song was published in 2015, post his nationwide blow-up, and has hit nearly 349 million views on YouTube, and is overall a song that I think we can all agree that a lot of people can relate to. Those people possibly being members of Gen Z, millennials, hip-hop and R&B listeners, and plain and simple, people who have suffered from heartbreak. So first, focusing on the lyrics.
She's falling in love now, losing control now.
During this hook, Russ is showing us a male's perspective of the emotions of a woman who is in love.
Fighting the truth, trying to hide, but I think it's alright, girl.
He is encouraging women to express themselves when he says, "I think it's alright, girl."
Yeah, I think it's alright, girl.
And then exaggerates his encouragement by repeating that line twice. Now jumping into the verse of the song.
She's falling, but she doesn't think he'll catch her, 'cause her last relationship was a disaster.
Now we are moving on from the male's perspective and seeing it from a woman's view. In the verse, the girl reveals her view of relationships and the negative conditioning that she has dealt with in the past. When you encourage someone to express or open up, a majority of the time, that takes a lot of trust. So having that trust then leads to comfort, that then again leads to sharing those hard moments and tough times, which is what Russ did in the refrain in the beginning, then leading up to the verse. He does this by using retrospective, which is looking back at what you know and now applying it to current situations, or reminiscing. He does this because he is encouraging girls to express themselves emotionally, and after experiencing heartbreak, the girl feels that she has become closed off and identifies herself with the trauma, now feeling that she is the heartbreak herself, therefore personifying the heartbreak. By doing this, Russ is bringing attention to real-life problems such as domestic violence and mental abuse. The song is a baseline of what can happen between men and women in relationships, and the artist writes it in a way that people can relate to, overall reflecting what a lot of people do notice in relationships and empathize in sympathy for those who are affected. Now focusing on the instrumentation of the song. In the very beginning, you hear a lower end chord. You can't really hear the top side of the noise, only more so the end. This is called a low frequency. Typically, artists use this when they want to give their song more of an emotional appeal. What Russ wants to do is place the emphasis on his lyrics and what he is saying. What this does is place the song into the genre of R&B by highlighting the melodic vocals. R&B music is the expression of feelings. Rhythm and blues is typically melancholic and nostalgic. His whole song, he talks about emotional sensations, which is what R&B basically is. If you go on a random R&B playlist, the songs are going to be based on emotions and vulnerability. This is one of the main genres where vulnerability is very much highlighted. Now going back to this line.
'Cause her last relationship was a disaster.
Now this time, instead of focusing on the words, we're going to be focusing on the notes. When a man uses high notes in his vocals all while speaking about love, he is placed into a very vulnerable category. We are so used to hearing women with higher pitched voices speaking on romantic perspectives, so hearing a man do these is very insightful and also unique because not a lot of men are in touch enough with their masculinity to speak about this and in this tone. This is something that makes Russ such an intelligent artist. And finally, we are going to look at the imagery of the music video itself. First thing you notice is the lighting, as it is very dark and blue, correlating back to the genre of rhythm and blues. The setting takes place at night, and the street lights indicate that. 20 seconds into the video, we see what looks like a very independent woman. She has a very nice car, and she's by herself, and she's on a rooftop. So by breaking down the lyrics and afterwards watching the video, you can now truly see the intended mood of the song. Now this stuttering effect shows the switching between perspectives throughout the lyrics. It conveys the reflection between man and woman's feelings, and it also conveys the woman's back and forth emotional state. I think music videos are a very easy way to connect with audiences and stimulate your viewers' senses, because even though I have broken down the whole song with you, the music video really shows the intent of the writer, and it is also a very good source of promotion marketing. After the video was released, Russ blew up on a nationwide scale. and ultimately bought his rights out of his record deal, leading him to owning all of his music and not having to tour as an artist, which is something that can really drain and ruin a good artist. So after connecting with the people, in the end, he ultimately saved himself. There are 4 types of music videos: performance, narrative, concept, and lyric and animation. This video falls into the category of performance and narrative, as it uses a lot of hand gestures and symbolism through objects. Examples being the broken wall, the crashed car, and the clip of no keys in the ignition. What this specific scene is symbolizing is that she has given somebody the key to her heart before and they ran with it, because right after the clip he says,
Now she all alone and starting over.
indicating that the new guy doesn't own the key to her heart yet because she is too afraid to love again, which ties back into the first lyric.
She's falling in love now.
This specific type of music video in order to highlight his storytelling abilities as an artist, hence showcasing his style in terms of what he wears, what he looks like, and his overall image. By being indirect with symbolism, he's making the context more digestible for women, implying that sometimes women can be indirect with their feelings and emotions. And by expressing the ups and downs of love are completely natural components of life, he's not just singling out women but sending a message to everybody.